Hi guys, and welcome to Escape with Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the praesidus Type A11 Iwo Jima commemorative dial. So I received this watch for free. However, I don't get to keep the watch. I'm going to go send it back. But no matter how I get a watch in on this channel for a review, you're always going to get my honest opinion every single time. And if by the end of this review you do want to pick one of these up, I'll be leaving a link down below. That takes you right to the information for this watch and the other variations. So the price of this watch will vary depending on which one you choose. This one here is a mechanical Swiss-made movement. It retails for $695 US. The other dials, they retail for a price of $320, and those come with an American-made quartz movement. So like I said, the watch comes in 3 different styles there, depending on which one you choose. It's going to vary on the price and the movement. The one we're looking at here is 316L stainless steel case, sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, push-pull crown, screw-down case back, 100 meters of claimed water resistance, and then the watch is powered by the Swiss-made Landeron L21 hand-wound movement, while the other ones, like I said, get the AmeriQuartz quartz movement, hence the vast price difference. So I'm going to quote verbatim what praesidus says they're all about on their site. So they're a company that focuses on bringing you timepieces with an unwavering commitment to authenticity and quality, and they design watches that connect wearers to moments that shaped history. And that is absolutely true here. We can all go back and forth on the importance and the history of Iwo Jima during World War II, but the fact that praesidus, they're giving us a piece of this history in the dials that you can wear on your wrist, and that is just really cool. But I'm not here to give you guys a history lesson. I'm here to show off this watch a little bit closer, kind of tell you what it wears like, and tell you if it's any good. So I say we get into the full review, but before we do, as always, do a wrist check for the day. Wearing my Dan Henry 1972. Just picked this one up. I think it's pretty cool looking. Let me know if you want a review of that one. All right, let's get into dimensions. Got a case diameter of 37.9 millimeters. Case thickness 13.6 millimeters, a 20 millimeter lug width. Lug tip to lug tip, it weighs 45.4 millimeters. And this version on the supplied strap weighs 63 grams. So I think the size and the weight of this watch is going to be perfect. The size is going to be the same. The weight will change depending on which movement you get. But it's a really nice case. Got a nice little turn down to the lugs there a little bit. I mean, it just wears very nice, very comfortable on wrist. And I think it does look pretty good in this PVD. They do offer this also with a silver case, but yeah, I think either way, the case itself wears very nice. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5-inch wrist, and as you can see, it wears pretty good. We got lots of reflections off of the dial there, as you can see. It kind of gives the silhouette of the famous photo. But actually, surprisingly, it's not super unlegible. You can read it pretty good. The dial markers, they catch the light nicely. So legibility, which I thought was going to be a problem, really isn't. So yeah, it actually looks pretty darn good. Obviously, a matte case, you can see there. Decent little turn down to the lugs. It wears nice. It's very light, pretty thin as well. Lots of distortion from the crystal. But yeah, I think it wears pretty good. You've got PVD hardware on the strap as well. Yeah, I actually think it looks good, but I think we can do a little bit better on the straps themselves. So I'm going to go throw it on some straps and we'll get back to this review. Yeah, here we are on they call them mosaic cut to size FKMs. I'll leave a link for these down below. I think that looks pretty good. The black on black, obviously the original strap is black. This one is just a little bit different, but I actually think that looks awesome. Super, super comfortable. And here we are on a single pass nylon strap. This is a Sifu strap. You can see here it does look like a double pass, but I can assure you there's only one layer underneath it, and that's the cool thing about these straps. I'll leave a link for them down below so you can go check them out. Yeah, I've been loving it. So it is just a single pass, hugs the wrist nicely still, and I think the kind of army green, khaki green looks great on these PVD cases. And lastly, here we are on a double pass nylon. I thought this one looked pretty cool because it kind of matches the color of the sand on the dial, kind of brings out the brown. Yeah, I think it looks really good. 2 layers underneath it, still super comfortable. So Yeah, no real issues with it, and plenty of clearance to get any strap you want on this thing. And it's going to be kind of a strap monster just because it's black and a little bit of brown or tan in there. So, yeah, it's going to look good on a lot of straps, I think. All right, let's go back inside and let's get back to this review. So talking about the case finishing, it's very simple. It is a bead blasted case, really smooth finishing though, if you can see here. I mean, just super smooth. There's no sharp edges on this watch anywhere. It's very, very nicely rounded off. You do have drilled lugs there for easy strap changes. The crystal kind of fades right into the case itself, and you can also see there's no real bezel on this, so it's not a separate piece. It's just kind of built right into it, so it's a very smooth and seamless look. It looks absolutely fantastic. Over here on the crown here, it's an unsigned crown. I'd like to see some signage there. That would be cool, but it's a nice big crown, nice and grippy as well, and it functions great. Flipping it over to the case back here, you do have a screw down case back. It's got some interesting notches and knurling here to get the case off, so it's not going to be a super easy case back to remove. But you should be able to get it off with a sticky ball or something like that. It's circular brushed here. And then we have some text here. It says 80th Anniversary Iwo Jima Sand Dial US Assembly. And then it says down here, praesidus type A XX, A11. And then we've got the map of Iwo Jima. So really cool details on this watch. If you guys know the history of this island, you'll know exactly what all this is. So really kind of cool. I do like that a lot. I think it looks pretty cool. And let's talk about the crystal. So the crystal on this one, really interesting, something you don't see on a modern watch. We have an acrylic crystal with blue anti-reflective coating. So really, really interesting. Got a nice high dome there, plenty of distortion on the edges. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I always love an acrylic crystal. It's probably my second favorite crystal after a really nice sapphire crystal. So I have no issues with this being an acrylic crystal. I think it looks incredible and keeps the dial nice and legible. So yeah, the choice to go with, some people say an inferior product. I don't at all. I think it's really paying off in legibility on this watch, because legibility is a little bit of a problem under certain lighting conditions. So the fact that they went with this crystal just enhances the legibility, in my opinion. And you can see here on the edges just how nicely it blends right into the case. So yeah, they chose a really nice and very cool crystal for this watch. So obviously the star of the show is the dial on the watch. So each dial, no matter which one you choose, the main background of it here, so this one is actually 3 layers. So it has this layer here with the raising of the flag on Iwo Jima, and that is incorporated into the minute track on the outside. And then there's a glass layer, and then there's a sand layer. So the sand layer is actual sand from the beaches of Iwo Jima. So that's where you're getting that history on your wrist. And it looks absolutely awesome. I really kind of want to see more of this kind of sand dial. I think the texture looks incredible. The black with the kind of brown looks really cool. I mean, they did a very nice job with it. I think it looks nice. I'd actually like to see an entire dial and maybe move this motif to the case back. I think that would be kind of cool, but still, this does look pretty good. You can see here just the detail that they got on this this brass stamping here is actually pretty impressive. If you look at these people here, hopefully you can see it a little bit better during my my macro shots as well. So you have applied indices at all the hour markers there, and then that is surrounded by that minute track there printed with white. Again, really nicely done. Everything's applied nice and straight. You got multifaceted indices. They kind of catch the light and sparkle and make this about as legible as it's going to be. The handset that they used, nice size handset, double faceted as well, nice length on them. The lume here, it kind of stands out against the black dial and the brown dial. Looks really good. You have your arrow minute or second hand sweeping along there, nicely done. So speaking of the lume, I'm going to pop up a lume shot here. You can see it against a couple other watches in the collection, and it just gets destroyed. The outer minute track is loomed, the hands are loomed, the second hand is loomed, but the lume is just not good on this watch at all. Kind of a pattern with praesidus watches. So don't buy this watch for the lume. So the movement inside is the Landeron L21. It's a 28,800 beats per hour movement, 36 hours of power reserve. It hex and it hand winds. It is not an automatic movement. You can see there it does hex. So you pull it out to the first position, and this gets us into the time setting. Everything functions as it should. No issues there. The watch seems to be running great for me. Here's how I have it on my time grapher there. So really happy with the accuracy of this movement. The hand winding, I wish I could show you guys. I hand wound this. They have it listed on some of their press release material as an automatic, but I'm pretty sure it's just a hand wind movement. When I started winding it up, it actually tightened up. I could feel it stop. So I didn't go any further. So I can't show you guys the hand winding of this or let you hear it, but it's a very very tactile and very kind of nutty feeling when you turn the crown. You can really hear those gears cranking. It's kind of very satisfying. So I do like the movement. It feels great, and everything functions as it should. And yeah, it's been accurate for me. So I do like the movement in this watch a lot. It's something that isn't used very often, but it is a Swiss-made movement, so you're getting that quality. Yeah, really happy with the movement. And if you do opt for the quartz variant, you're getting an American-built AmeriQuartz 6130 movement, which should be accurate and reliable for a very long time. So you're getting really nice movement in either options, depending on which dial variant you go with. All right, so let's talk about the strap. So the strap on this one is different from the other ones. This one is kind of a black suede strap. Really nice. You can see here it is Italian leather. It says praesidus on the other side. You have quick release spring bars, which is nice. And you've got color matched PVD hardware with the praesidus logo on there. Really, really nice and sturdy buckle. There's one little issue, which I'll talk about here in just a second. But the strap itself, 20 millimeters, tapers down to 16 millimeters at the clasp. It's a very long strap, as you can see here. I'm kind of in the middle for my 7.5 inch wrist. So this is going to fit like up to 8.5 and probably down to 6.5. Yeah, you got one floating keeper, one stationary keeper. Nicely stitched, though. I'll give them that. The stitching on this watch is very nice. And the strap itself is very comfortable. I've had plenty of praesidus straps in the past, and they've all been really, really nice. So I wouldn't worry too much about the strap itself. You're getting a good one. My main issue, or my only issue, I guess, with the strap is the fact that the buckle, it seems to be a little bit too big for the holes. So it's really hard to get it out of these holes once it's in there. So that's just something that I noticed and something that you should be aware of. So there you go, guys. That is the praesidus A11 Iwo Jima limited edition or 80th anniversary edition. Absolutely awesome being able to wear a piece of history on your wrist. The sand from Iwo Jima is really cool, and not only is it just cool having it on your wrist, it actually looks really cool on a watch dial. So yeah, I do really like that. I like the message behind the watch. Obviously, if you're a history buff and you know anything about Iwo Jima, you know how important it was. So the fact that they're paying tribute to it, it goes live today, February 19th. That is the anniversary of Iwo Jima. So yeah, really a very cool watch. I know the price of this model is going to put some people off, nearly $700, but you are getting a Swiss handmade movement, and then all the detailing of the dial as well. So I think the quartz version it looks just as cool as this one, if not cooler, depending on your personal style. So yeah, if you want to save a little bit of money, you're going to get a different movement in that one, but still everything else is pretty much the same. So yeah, a really cool watch in my opinion. Very, very nice. Sadly, I'm going to have to send this one back. I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.